Hey y'all, what's up, what's good? It's Karen McKay, Janae here, finally back with another reading wrap up. These are the books I've been reading lately, a little compilation of January and February, but it is finally here. I really want to get a good roundup of books because in January I did not read a ton, but in February I kind of got out of my reading slump and I've been reading a good little bit. I do have some arcs featured in this little wrap up, so thank you to all of the authors who trusted me enough to review their books and gifted me these books. I am so thankful as always. So let's just hop right into it. This time I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to go from like least favorite to super favorite. And you guys know most of the books I give like around a 4 out of 5. So if it's less than that, you guys know I really did not like it. So first let's start off with Hinted. Hinted is by Christine Groth and it's a sweet romantic comedy and it's a moonlit lake matchmaker, book 1. Okay, let me read you guys the synopsis because I literally have no idea what this book was about. It says, a sweet small town second chance romantic comedy. My life needed a timeout or a do-over. After my dream of taking New York by storm as a fashion designer dramatically imploded in one fell swoop, culminating with a warm splat on my head, I realized if the city had no more love for me, I might as well go home. Returning to Moonlight Lake feeling like a failure was bad enough, but when I walked into the local bar, the first thing I saw was the love of my life, Rowan, whom I hadn't seen in 14 years, on his knee proposing to someone else. Not exactly the welcome home I expected. Letting him go the first time was my biggest regret, one I never got over. I'd do whatever it took to get him back. Maybe opening a clothing boutique in town would show Rowan I was back to stay and prove I wasn't a failure. Starting over in my hometown wouldn't be easy, but surely my luck was changing. When you've hit rock bottom and washed the pigeon poop out of your hair, things can only get better. Hinted is a closed-door, second-chance romantic comedy with small-town charm, a meddling matchmaker, swoony kisses, and a touch of mystery. All the fun feels without the spice or swears. This book right here, it sounded so good. You guys know I love to sew. I'm in my craft room right now. I love fashion. The synopsis sounded so good. Second-chance romance. She loves to sew. She wants to open a boutique. It sounded amazing, but right out of the gate I think I literally DNF'd this book in the beginning and I should have wrote a note of what it was. Of course they said it was closed door and it was swear free, but something in like the first couple pages made me DNF. I literally deleted it out of my library. That's how much I disliked whatever I saw. We're just gonna move right on past it. Would not recommend. Next up, I have one of my book club reads for January, which was The Midnight Library. So this is my second least favorite book that I have read lately. I gave this actually a 3 out of 5 stars. Like I said, it was not my choice. It was a book club read, but I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars mainly based off of just sadness because the whole book actually was not terrible. So let me read you guys the synopsis. It says, somewhere out beyond the edge of the universe, there is a library that contains an infinite number of books, each one the story of another reality. One tells the story of your life as it is, along with another book for the other life you could have lived if you made a different choice at any point in your life. While we all wonder how our lives might have been, what if you had the chance to go to the library and see for yourself? Would any of these lives truly be better? So this is the first book that I've read in a very long time that was written by a man. So this is a man writing a woman's character. She is dealing with very, very severe, deep depression. She has regrets in her life, wondering if things would be different. She feels very isolated and lonely, so she is ready to commit suicide. Okay, that is a major trigger warning for this book, but she's ready to commit suicide. Instead of dying, she actually goes to this like little library between area in whatever, okay, and there's this book of regrets and she can just go back and try out a bunch of different lives, and that is the premise of this book. It wasn't terrible, it was just sad. Like in the beginning of the book she was in such a deep depression. Like they have really nice quotable moments in the book. I like that she does, you know, see different opportunities and different ways that her life can go. It was very interesting, very entertaining, but sad. So I would definitely give it a 3 out of 5, especially because there were certain lives I would have picked for her that she did not pick for herself. That's what made it a very good book club discussion. It gave really good discussion about what we would deem as regrets. Would we change anything in our lives? And you guys know I'm not a person where I would change anything. Everything happens for a reason, so I would not go back and have a ton of regrets. My regret book would not even be big because everything happens for a reason, and if you wouldn't have made certain decisions, you would not be where you are right now, instead of focusing on the past. So 3 out of 5 stars for this. Matt Haig tries to do a little something. I feel like it could have been written a little bit better, but the story was there, the plot was there. It was a pretty good read, just very sad. Okay, next up in least favorites and most favorite is Faking the Face Off by Ann Kemp. Ann Kemp is one of my nice go-to quick and easy read authors. I usually really enjoy her books. This one was no different. It was a sweet hockey romance, closed door, which I always appreciate about her. This was also an arc, so I am very thankful. I think I rated this like 4 out of 5 stars, I believe, and it was really good. It follows Anna and Ollie. Anna is best friends with Ollie, and she is the assistant to this hockey team's coach. So she's been doing it for a very long time, but she's kind of been feeling stuck and stagnant in her life. She's ready for something different, ready for a new career change, but she doesn't really know what. Also in this book, they do deal with gambling and debt and addiction in that manner. Anna's father is actually dealing with like Ponzi scheme debt, so she needs to do something to come up with money to help her dad recoup what he lost in the Ponzi scheme. And just so happened, Ollie is in need of a publicity facelift. The PR team for the hockey team or whatever come up with this idea and conspire with Anna, you know, unbeknownst to her, that her and Ollie should fake date. I do love a good fake dating situation. These two are already best friends, so that makes it even cuter. So they just kind of go on a fake dating exploration. Ollie always really did like her. Anna has to kind of come to qualms with the fact that she did like Ollie. That was one of the things that like knocked it down a peg for me, because Anna really had to contemplate if she liked Ollie or what to do about those emotions. She didn't really like no in the beginning, which is not a problem. It's good to really think about situations like that, especially when it comes to fake dating. But what I loved about this is that Ollie was very upfront and center about when things were real and when things were fake. He's like, no, I'm really into you now. I want to make this official. I do like the little mystery and scandal of things that were going on within the team with the coaches and the owners. That was very interesting. And I love how in the end Anna really has to choose herself first before choosing Ollie, because it was a big decision of what she wants to do career wise. So I like that it didn't just focus mainly on the romance, but how she was dealing with her own inner struggles. Another reason that I really knocked it down a star was because I think at the end, like, Ollie's mom owned a crystal shop, and as you guys know, I am a Christian, so the crystal shop thing kind of like just threw me off a little bit. But overall the story was really good, but they do mention like crystals and stuff like that, and was kind of unnecessary to the book, but to each their own. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars, and overall the story was really cute. That was just a small part of it, not major. Now we're getting to my favorites. Pretty much all of these are 5 stars, so it doesn't matter which order I'm going in. I'm going to talk about When Forever Stays by Tawny Suchi. This was another arc which I'm so thankful to be a part of her little arc team, because her books are so good. This one had crocheters representation. It was dealing with some memory loss, which I always find really fun. People trying to identify themselves, you know, found family. But this book right here follows Dana and Rhett. Dana is a Christian influencer, which I love that now in books they're getting new careers and they're doing new things. She does like videos, and recently she's just been struggling with faith because she has been having real bad experiences with dating. She hasn't been having great luck. The last guy she broke up with immediately was engaged to somebody else, and I think he was like the pastor of her church or something, or he did something in the church, and that one really hit hard for her. She was having trouble finding things to pray about and want to share with the community and share with her youth group. So after that guy broke up with her, she met this other guy, which actually ended up being Rhett. Rhett ghosted her, and in her head that was like the worst thing ever, which I can understand, because ghosting somebody is so disrespectful. Her house was on the beach. She was taking a walk on the beach, and she stumbles upon Rhett, and he is washed ashore. He has no memory, so she has to do the Christian woman thing and of course help him. But he's like, he doesn't know who she is, but he's already like flirting with her, and you can tell there's some type of connection there, but he just can't place it because obviously he cannot remember. People in her life and in the town were like, are you sure you don't remember what you did? Because he basically ghosted everybody. He just went away. But in the book you find out why he went away. It was for a pretty good reason. I really did enjoy this book because, honey, the whole time Rhett was 10 toes down for Dana. I just loved their relationship, and I loved how cute it was. And also, while she was trying to deal with this guy who ghosted her flirting, she's having to really pray about and deal with her being a little upset at God for things that have transpired, and her just trying to find her faith again. This was really cute. The town is like a little beach town somewhere, and it was a really good book. I had a fun time. It was a 5 out of 5 stars for me. Clean Christian romance. I love the faith elements, very strong in here. Loved Tawny Sushi just as an author in general. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Okay, so next up, I actually have a Christmas book. Let me go ahead and throw this in there. 5 out of 5 stars. So it just took me a long time to get through it because it was a little thick. Okay, so this is Finding Faith by B.E. Baker. I don't remember if I reviewed this yet or not, but I recently just finished it, so let me talk about it again. This book follows Mary, who is a tax preparer at like this major firm in Atlanta, and she's up for a promotion that she does not really want to like run the Atlanta office for this tax company. It's more money, but she would not have the time to run her nonprofit, which is like basically a toy for tots, or like a Santa give back situation, which she is totally passionate about. She loves to give back to kids in need because when she was younger she needed that same attention and those toys because she wasn't getting it from home. So programs like that had a great effect on her growing up, so she wanted to do that as she got older. She literally gave half of her savings to this program to keep it running because not a lot of donors were given to it. The program was actually in the hands of her most recent ex, who she did not want to have kids with and could not commit and settle down with, because she just had so much past trauma from her parents. She felt that she could not be an adequate mother because she had a job. I bet a lot of people do struggle with that. Whenever you have parent trauma, you don't want to have those same issues with your child and cause that same type of damage. But Mary was really a great person, and she cared for her sister and her sister's son so well. Like, the audience could see that she was going to make a great mom and that she could handle both, but she had to work with the internal struggles of releasing herself from what her parents did to her. So she had a lot going on, but Mary was a very nice, complex character. This book almost read like a TV show to me. I really enjoyed it. She actually meets this guy. I forgot his name. He was a widower with 2 kids. So as you guys know, the story just took off from there because she's attracted to this guy, yes, but he got 2 kids and she does not want kids, let alone raising someone else's kids. It was very hard, but I really did enjoy the guy. Like, he knew from the beginning he wanted to be with her, even though it wasn't seeming like it was going to be forever. It was very temporary. He was an electrician and he doesn't stay in one place for long. He was like living in a little trailer with his 2 kids. It was a very cute story. Very nice Christmas story. It wasn't too heavy on the Christmas, and it didn't have any faith elements in it, but it was just clean and very nice. I enjoyed it. 5 out of 5 stars. It's definitely something that could be read outside of the Christmas season because it wasn't heavy on the Christmas. So next up, I have some more books in the Give a Bookish Girl a Biker series. I have been loving it. This book right here, The Backpack Bride, Roxy and Christian. So Roxy recently lost her brother, who had 1 child. So right now she is trying to gain custody of her nephew. She doesn't have a steady job. She's working temp jobs, and she doesn't have a boyfriend. So right now the court is not really in her favor, which you guys know I'm passionate about foster care and stuff like that. The court was willing to give her nephew to his uncle that he had never really been around, never met, only because the uncle is married, which is not a good enough reason. The child should be where they're loved and where they can be cared for. If she had a husband or a boyfriend, she would be in way better looks to get her nephew. Christian is a billionaire. I love a good billionaire romance. He is in the running to get his father's company, where there's actually not even a running. He was just supposed to inherit it, period. The father's dealing with some health issues, and now it's the perfect time for Christian to step in, take over the company. But all of a sudden, the dad's like, okay, no, your grandfather has a clause that says you have to marry someone before getting this company. We don't trust that you're responsible, which is crazy because in this book, they don't even have Christian to where he's like this crazy playboy bachelor. That's not him. He was pretty settled down and focused, but the dad's like, no, you need a wife. So Christian needs a wife, Roxy needs a husband. Of course, Christian is a biker, and he's actually this Instagram famous biker influencer that Roxy has a major crush on, and she doesn't even know it. Christian is not afraid to just be so kind to Roxy and her nephew, shower them with love, affection, give them somewhere to stay, give them stuff, help her with, you know, the job situation. Like, I just loved it. It was so cute. This one is actually by Dulcie Dameron, which I love her books so much. This one is really good. 5 out of 5 stars. I love a good biker. He had tattoos. It was great. It was great. Really quickly, my battery's about to die. Last but not least, we have The Trauma Response by MJ Paget. This one follows Tallulah and Caius, I believe you pronounce his name. Tallulah is a surgeon. One day after she is getting off of work, it's raining. Her boyfriend just broke up with her, and she gets in a car accident, loses feeling in her left hand, and just so happened the firefighter who drags her out of the car is someone that she has history with. It is Caius, who she grew up with. They were childhood friends and also childhood crushes. Unbeknownst to each other, they had no idea they liked each other, but the flames are still there. Okay, so my camera is literally dead. I'm holding it up by the charger, but I'm determined to finish this video. So like I was saying, she is dealing with the, you know, trauma of losing not only the feeling in her hand, but losing the job and the career that sacrificed so much of her time, relationships, never left the country, doesn't travel, and she can no longer be a surgeon. So she's like, what am I going to do with my life now? So she's dealing with that. She was kind of slipping into a really deep, dark depression, and her brother Jackson is kind of like, okay, something needs to shake. You're, you know, spiraling, and I don't want to see you go down any deeper. She wasn't cleaning, was not showering, wasn't going out. So he kind of recruits Caius to step in and kind of go like save her, find herself again, and it does work. They build a friendship. Caius is a biker, of course, because that's the whole point of the series. He kind of like gains her trust, but really gives her the room to find herself and create a new life for herself. He does help her find a job with Christian, the guy from the other book. She's working as a consultant, and it's just so cute. I really enjoyed this book. It was a 5 out of 5 for me. I really enjoyed their romance. You can't get any better than that. So these are the books that I recently read. Reading wrap up for January and February. I have really been on my book stuff lately. I didn't even read my book club book for February yet. I need to get on that. When I read it, of course, I will review it for you guys. So that is all for today's video. I'm literally holding my ring light and my camera in my hand, so I can't kiss you guys, but I will see you guys in my next upload.